Hey everybody, Technically Jeff here, and there's a new recall out for the Kia EV6 as well as the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and Genesis GV60, 70, and 80 electric vehicles for the ICCU, the Integrated Charging Control Unit, and this is actually different than what came out last year, so I'm going to go over all the details with you guys and let you know what to expect. So the NHTSA actually has all this information available on their website, so I'm going to go over everything with you guys so you can see it, but I'll also post links in the description for the EV6 as well as the Hyundai vehicles and Genesis vehicles there too. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. So on the website, we can go straight to the recalls. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here and we can see all the previous recalls. There was one last year, but this is the one that we want to talk about. So this is for loss of drive power for a damaged charging unit, which is the ICCU. And it says that it could become damaged and stop charging the 12-volt battery, which can result in a loss of drive power, and that dealers will inspect and replace the ICCU and its fuse as necessary, and the dealers are going to update the ICCU software. So you may be thinking, this sounds very similar to what was done last year, and it is, but it's actually different software. So the way I know that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up some information here. This is one of the notices. This is kind of a timeline, essentially, of how everything happened. And it talks about how it notified the NHTSA, how they looked into things. Here on May 30th, they talk about the voluntary service campaign, which is a voluntary recall that Kia did, SC271. That's what came out last year. And that's where they did those updates. But if you look here, in February of this year, they informed the Kia Safety Office of elevated claims following the SC271 software update, and that there were a total of 25 unique reports of loss of motive power after receiving that software update. So people who had the software update, had that supposed fix last year, were still having issues. And we know that that's happened. There have been people that have reported that. And coming down here, on March 7th, Kia informs them of a newly developed software, which was incorporated into production on February 27th. So this is actually new software, and it is something that is good to have, that it is new. I know there was some speculation from me and others that it was just an official recall and essentially doing what was done last year. But this is a new software update, so that is important to notice that it is completely new. And one thing I want to show you guys too, so in this information here, let me go ahead and find it. This is what is mailed out. This talks about the timeline and how people are going to be notified, how it's going to be done free of charge. And you know what? I think it might be on a different page. So on the NHTSA website, there's all this information here. Let me see if this is on this notice. Yes, so this is the recall report, and when you go through here, you can see the timeline. So all 2022 and 2023 EV6s, and some of the 2024s, everyone manufactured from November 17th, 2021 through February 7th, 2024. And then if you go down, it talks here, so 2024 EV6s from February 8th, 2024 to February 27th are being repaired at the port prior to distribution to dealers. So those aren't included in this recall because they're already taken care of. All the vehicles after February 27th, they're already having the improved software from the factory. So that's why there is that date range. Dealers are going to be notified in April as well as owners. So you can expect to get something in the mail regarding it. But dealers, it's my understanding, dealers should be able to pull this information up now and actually do the updates now. I know people with Hyundais, the Ioniq 5, people have been able to go to the dealership and have the update done. I'll go ahead and show you guys too. So on the NHTSA website, I'll also pull up the Ioniq 5 information here. It has the same information, essentially, because they are all on the eGMP platform. They all have the same, unfortunately, same ICCU issue. And you can see here, it's 2022 to 2024 Ioniq 5s, 23 to 24 Ioniq 6s, and then the Genesis GV60, GV70 electrified, and GV80 electrified. A lot of the same documents are included here as well. But yeah, I just wanted to go over this with you guys. because I think this is important. There's a lot of information going on about this. A lot of information is being disseminated, some misinformation from various people. And I just want to make sure people are clear as to what the actual issue is. One thing I did find interesting, if you look at the page here, this talks about what actually happens. And you know what? Actually, I think it was on. So there's been no injuries, no fatalities, no crashes as a result of ICCU failures, which is great to see. But on the Ioniq 5 side here, I found this very interesting. So they did some very thorough testing, and essentially they were trying to do worst case scenario tests to really drain 12-volt batteries after ICCU fault. And there was actually a decent amount of time where people still had full motive power of the vehicle. I think, let's see, 11 minutes of full motive power and 33 minutes of total vehicle operation. So once you start having the issue, once you have the notification pop up on the dash, you definitely want to get off the highway. If you're driving on the highway, if you're driving the vehicle, you want to get off, pull over to the side. Don't try to continue driving it. But you do have several minutes where you still can drive the vehicle safely. So it's not going to just happen to where you're driving down the highway and then all of a sudden the notification pops up on your dash and the vehicle just stops in the middle of the road. You will have a few minutes where you can pull off and get to safety that way. So I wanted to make sure people were aware of that too, because I think that's also important for everybody to know. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any questions on the ICCU recall and the software update and the replacement. I personally am hopeful that eventually they'll just replace the charge ports in the ICCUs and all the vehicles. But at this point, they think that the software update is going to be enough to prevent this issue moving forward. So anyway, if you liked the video, please hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support, and I will see you guys in the next video.